All right, everybody, we're back again. I'm not tag team. Okay, it wasn't a part of it. But anyway, maybe I'm kind of telling my age. I still have hair, so I'm good. All right, so look, here we go. Yeah, now my head feel crooked. All right, so I'm Minister James Moss. This is Continuing Education, and we're in the book of Luke. We're in chapter 19, and this is the last one for chapter 19. We're about to wrap up 19. All right, this one we're going to cover verses 45 through 48, and it's Jesus clears the temple again. Okay, so we're just going to get right into it. Jesus directly confronted those who dared to make an exorbitant profit in the very temple of God. He had expelled these people before. And I guess the one, the where he expelled them the first time was John chapter 2, verses 12 through 25, if you want to go back and look at that. It was like, what, he had to do it twice? Wow. Okay. Here, Jesus again stood for what was right, confronting those who dared to participate in wickedness under the guise of religiosity. All right. So here we go. And he went into the temple and began to cast out them that sold therein and them that bought, saying unto them, It is written, My house is the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves. And he taught daily in the temple, but the chief priests and scribes and the chief of the people sought to destroy him, and could not find what they might do, for all the people were very attentive to hear him. Now, I'm going to say, and look, while we're here, let me do this real quick. Let me just take a look here, because I'm kind of curious about this. We say John chapter 2, verses 12 through 25. Okay, and after he went to Capernaum, he and his mother and his brethren and his disciples, they all continued there not many days. The Jews' Passover was at hand, and Jesus went up to Jerusalem, and he found in the temple those that sold, and the scourge of small cords, and he sold them, blah, 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 da, 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 da. Okay, and he knew not, da, 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 da. So, okay, that gives and I'm trying to see if this was a separate occasion that this happened on, okay? And it probably was. I just want to make sure. But yeah, it says here that it was the second time. So I guess there was one occasion before Passion Week that he had to go in and clear shop, clean house. All right. So anyway, we've read that, so let's go into our commentary. This is a short one, so we're almost done here. All right, verses 45 and 46. This is the second time that Jesus cleared the temple and drove out the merchants from their stalls. These merchants were the people who sold goods to worshipers. Jesus told them in no uncertain terms why he was so angry and why he acted as he did in throwing these merchants out of the temple. He quoted from Isaiah 56 and 7, explaining that God's purpose for the temple was to be a place of prayer, but the merchants had turned it into a den of thieves. Their treatment of pilgrims who had traveled and needed to count on him or count on them for service, their exorbitant rates, and their cheating of the customers had made them no better than thieves hiding out together in a den. But this den was God's temple. No wonder Jesus was angry. Verses 47 and 48, during his last week on earth, Jesus was still busy teaching daily in the temple. He traveled into the city each morning, then retired out to the environs, perhaps to the home of Mary, Martha, and Lazarus in Bethany. Jesus had many enemies who kept looking for a way to kill him. These enemies were the Jewish religious leaders themselves, the people who, above everyone else, should have been the first to recognize and rejoice in the arrival of their Messiah. The leaders of the people probably included wealthy leaders in politics, commerce, and law. They had several reasons for wanting to get rid of Jesus. He had damaged business in the temple by driving the merchants out. In addition, he was preaching against injustice, and his teachings often favored the poor over the rich. Further, his great popularity was in danger of attracting Rome's attention, and the leaders of Israel wanted as little as possible to do with Rome. Despite their plans, however, these people could not do anything. The man they wanted to kill came daily to the temple, but he was far too popular with the people. All right. So yeah, you want to lay hands on me, but I'm here. I'm not doing anything to threaten you. If you want me, come get me. There's too many people out there that like him. This is not going to bode well. There's more of them than it is of us. All right. So anyway, Jesus clears the temple again. Now, I would say go study because I'm still kind of up and I need to go back through John. I mean, I went through John and covered all that, but I need to go back through John and make sure there weren't two different occasions because they both these sound very similar, and it could be two different occasions. Don't quote me that there isn't. Okay, just from what I've studied, I think it was only once that this happened, and that was during the Passion Week. John might have mentioned it earlier. I don't know. I need to go back and double check just to make sure that I'm correct. But I urge you to do the same. Go into other gospels and see, is there, does this accounting of Jesus cleaning or clearing out the temple, does it take place once or twice? Just a little trivia thing, because it really has nothing to do with salvation, other than the fact of understanding that God, his temple is understood to be a place of prayer and worship, not for to become a place of cheating and extorting people and all that good stuff. Well, not good, but you know what I mean. All right. So until next time, God bless you. God keep you. And remember, keep studying always.